Guys, guys. Oh boy. Arsenal. Uh, Guys, welcome to another stream. I was just gonna do a really quick stream, real quick, just like a post-match reaction. Um, Rolex, tough loss, Man City. The Sharks are near. I know it's getting peak. I can't lie, it's getting peak. This is just gonna be a really quick one. I just had to do a really quick video on the game that we played earlier today. We lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. And it was just such a winnable game, wasn't it? Like, it was just such a winnable game. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. We played away from home. I've been seeing a lot of discourse on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube that the result was fair. I find it hard to disagree. Mainly because I felt like we didn't go for it fully. Like, we didn't fully go for this. If we had fully gone for it, I feel like it would have been a very fair result. Yeah, this team is never serious. Yeah, that is facts. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like we could have gone up another gear and like possibly, I don't know, gotten a win from this. Villa are a tough team. I can't lie. Villa are a very tough team. But here's the thing. When you're considered the best team, at least in the Premier League, and one of the best teams in the world, you don't see a Villa as like a potential drop of points, right? You go to these games with the exception that, yes, it's going to be a tough game, because if we're being honest, no team in the Premier League, aside from maybe like Wolves or Tottenham, right, are rollovers. Like, you don't just push them over. This is a very competitive league. Every team is tough, but that's where your quality shines. That's where you have these players, right? We have these players. We bought these players. We went out in the summer, and we got good players. We got squad depth. Why? Tell me why Norgard did not play. Tell me why. You bought Norgard. He doesn't play. Declan Rice at the end of the game looked like he was about to pass out on that field. Right there and there, pass out on that field. Why is Norgard not playing? Right? And like, I don't know, like, Ethan Waneri. He doesn't even get a run of games anymore. Why? Why doesn't Ethan Waneri come on for Odegaard? Why doesn't Ethan Waneri come on for Saka? Why? I don't know. Like, I can't say it was a lackluster performance because we did essentially go for it. But something was missing. Something was missing. I can't lie. I don't know what it was, but something was missing. But if Man City wins, we have to win. It's that simple, right? Did we do that today? No. Now what situation are we in? Man City are 2 points behind us. It's that simple, right? If you don't win your games and they win their games, you're done. He doesn't trust his bench, and that's the issue. That's the issue. Why don't you trust your bench? You see these players in training every single day. You put them on the team sheet every single day. Every day. Ethan Waneri on the team sheet as a sub. Christian Norgard on the team sheet as a sub. Why do you have these players as a sub on the team sheet? Yeah, you don't want to give him a run of game. You know? And look, I had an emotional reaction during my watch along, I can't lie. But that's just because I want to see us be successful. But I can't lie, I still got PTSD from the 2023-2024 run. I still have PTSD from the 2022-2023 run. And even last season of us breaking apart in March. That's why I was saying we needed to get all those points as much as possible, right? Get 4, get 5 games ahead of City. Put 12 points ahead of them. You do all that, and when it starts getting tough for us, because we always collapse in March and April, we have that buffer zone. That's why I said Liverpool did the exact same thing. They had the buffer zone. You know? I don't know. That was so disappointing. Like, I feel like we could have done so much better. I don't know. I just feel like we could have done better. But Rolex says it's only 2 losses. Calm down. Oh my goodness, bro. It's only 2 losses, so calm down, dude. Let me look at it. Let me show you the Premier League table right now. Let's look at this Premier League table. We're gonna look at this Premier League table. All right, look right here. Let's look at the Premier League. Since apparently it's only 2 losses, calm down. Okay. Let's look at the top 5 in the Premier League, Mr. Rolex. We have 2 losses. Man City have 4 losses. Aston Villa has 3 losses. Chelsea has 4 losses. Okay. Oh wow, Everton's in the top 5. Wow, that's very impressive actually. But these top teams don't have many losses, dude. right? They're 2, 3, 4 losses is a lot, right? Man City are not going to lose that many games. I don't think so. I don't think Aston Villa are going to lose that many games. You start getting like the 2, 3, 4 losses. It's peak. It's peak. Close. Are you going out? Um. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with player ratings. I'll be honest. It's not gonna be pretty. It will not be pretty. Some of these players have been very disappointing. All right. We're going to start off with David Raya. David Raya wasn't bad. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. The reason why I say he wasn't bad was because he had a few saves. I forgot. I think was it the save that Ollie Watkins had? That was a good save from David Raya. I think he had 2 or 3 saves this game. Solid. He kept us in. Both goals. There was really nothing he could have done. Right. One was at his back post. He was left exposed, and the other one was a top corner. Right. It was a pretty tough game for him in terms of like there just nothing he could have done. I'm gonna give David Raya probably like a. He did concede 2 goals, but none of the goals were his fault. I'm gonna do a 5.5 out of 10. I feel like it's very fair. I don't know. What do you guys think? Raya. Raya 6 out of 10. Raya's 6.5 out of 10. Not his fault. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't know if I can give him that high. I'll give him a 6. I don't know if I can give him a 6.5. I will go with 6. I don't know. It's hard to give him a above 6.5 out of 10, I'll be honest with you. But I'll give Raya a 6 out of 10. None of the goals were his fault. It's unfortunate. I feel that's fair. Ricardo Calafiori suspended next game because he got booked. It's against Wolves. If we can't beat Wolves without Calafiori, we're in big trouble. Big trouble. I would probably go. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. I would give Calafiori, maybe a 6 out of 10. No, yeah, 6 out of 10. I feel like 6 out of 10 is fair. What do you guys think? I think 6 out of 10 is pretty fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. Wow. Uh, I don't know. That's uh, he wasn't at fault for the goal though, as he was the one marking Matty Cash. So it wasn't Calafiori's fault. Uh, he did get booked. All right, I'll give him. I think a 6 is fair. 5.5 out of 10 is a bit harsh. Uh, 6 out of 10 for Cali. Yeah, okay. I'll go 6 out of 10. So him or Ryan will get a 6 out of 10. Uh, Hicapie. Ooh, Hicapie. I can't lie, it wasn't his best game for Arsenal. I would probably give him a 5 out of 10, especially because he did dribble the ball out that did lead to their second goal. Um, he was pretty solid, but a bit nervy. I'd give him a 5.5 out of 10. What do you guys think? I think that's pretty fair. Five out of 10 for Hincapie. 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, I would agree. I'd say 5.5 out of 10 for Hincapie. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. He did lead to his error did lead to the goal, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go 5.5 out of 10 for Capier. Six out of 10 for Capier. That's a bit. It's a bit high. 6 out of 10. His error did lead to the goal, so I don't know if I could. I'm gonna stick with 5.5 out of 10. His error led to the goal. A few shaky moments. We'll stick with that for now. Jurriën Timber, 7 out of 10. Look, I know. Obviously, we got 2 goals scored against us, but I don't think Jurriën Timber was really responsible for any of those. He was phenomenal. He didn't really put a bad foot in. Yeah, obviously, there was that time where... I mean, there was the one where I think he stuck his foot out. It bounced off his foot and, got away from Raya and it slid across, the goal line. That was very, very nervy, I can't lie. But I really can't, fault him for any of our goals. And I don't think he was bad. I think he was pretty solid. I mean, there was at times where I saw him deep in the opponent's half, and I was like, "What the hell? Why is our center back in the opponent's 18-yard box? What's going on?" I think for Timber, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go 5 out of 10 for Timber. Or sorry, not 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Whoa, my bad, 7 out of 10. I feel like 7 out of 10 is a very fair result. What do you guys think? Timber man of the match. I would say it's either between him or Declan. We'll get to it. Okay. Let's see here. Ben White. Ben White wasn't bad, was he? I don't think he was bad. He wasn't bad. I think he's getting back to full fitness. He's pretty solid, I think. I don't know if I can give him that high of a score, though. He looked tired towards the end of the Ben White towards the end of the game was looking super tired. I can't lie. You could definitely tell he's still getting back to fitness. Obviously, there wasn't a sub for him because Timber was playing center back, which is unfortunate. But what can you do, right? You got to thug it out. I'm gonna give him a 5.5 out of 10 for Ben White. I don't think he was anything special. I think I'd give him a 5 out of 10 for Ben White. Okay. Alright, here's where it's gonna start getting brutal. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna have to get real honest. Declan Rice. Look, I'm gonna go full screen. Declan Rice. There was a moment in the first half where he blocked a shot. I think it was from Matty Cash. Like similar to how Matty Cash scored his first goal. He tried doing that earlier, and Declan Rice blocked the shot. And he came down, and it looked like he was injured. And I literally sat there in silence because I was like, if Declan Rice gets injured, truly, our season's over. Okay, the guy is the engine to this train, to this car that is Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta, I'm sorry, he doesn't seem to understand the importance of Declan Rice and his fitness. Why is Declan Rice every single week, especially after last week where it looked like he was a little injured? Luckily enough, he was okay. But Declan Rice should not be playing as much as he's playing. Declan Rice plays every game for 90 minutes. Why? Why? You have Christian Norgard. You could play Ethan Wanner in the other 8. You could play Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. There are players to play there. Right? And obviously we have injuries and a lot of things are we're you're just kind of moving them around and doing our best. I understand that. But at the same time, you have to give Declan Rice a break. He's playing so much football. And it's not even I'm asking for a whole game. I'm talking about bring him off in the 60th minute. Bring him off in the 65th minute. Put on Norgard. Put on Miles Lewis-Skelly. Hell, throw an Ethan Waneri in there, bro. Why is Declan Rice playing so much football? It is so scary. He is the engine to this team. If he gets injured, our season's over. There's no replacement for him. No, people will say, oh, well, it was Aston Villa. It was tied 1-1. We needed Declan Rice in there. But do we know? Can we not play 20 minutes without Declan Rice? Can we not throw Miles Lewis-Skelly in the midfield? I mean, He already plays in the midfield. When he's playing left back, he inverts and plays in the midfield at least 30 to 40 minutes out of the game. You can't throw him in there for 20 minutes as a left 8. You can't throw Christian Norgard in as the 6 and put Zubimendi there as the 8. Like, what's going on, man? I don't know. I'm so nervous. Declan Rice gets a solid 7 out of 10 from me. He was very good. But I am very nervous about the fact that we are playing him so much. And that could come back to bite us. He's playing too much games, man. He needs a break. He needs a break. I don't know. He needs a break. That's my opinion. It's getting scary. It is getting very scary. I would give Rice I'd give Rice a 7 out of 10. What does it say here? Rice is an engine. He is. Look, I know people say that. Oh, Declan Rice has, he has the ability to run forever. He has the durability. I understand, but you could clearly see at the end of the game that he's so fatigued. He's so fatigued. He needs rest. He's playing every 3 games for 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Plus. Easily. I think the only game where he didn't play 80 plus minutes was the Brentford game. And that was because it looked like he was injured. So we had to take him out. If not, Mikel Arteta would have kept playing him. Rolex, Rice will burn out soon. We need players back so he can rest. And, that's what I was saying. I was like, I understand. I understand that we have a lot of injuries. And that's one of the reasons why Rice cannot get as much rest as he should be getting. But at the same time, I'm like, you have to trust the players we have. You have to. You have to. Christian Norgard is there. Ethan Waneri is there. Miles Lewis-Skelly is there. That's 3 players that can play in the midfield. And you can shift it around, right? Shift it. Why can't we do that? I'm not saying don't start Rice. Obviously, have him as a starter, but take him off and switch up the midfield a little bit. Maybe play. I don't know. Instead of a double pivot, put a single pivot of Zubimendi and throw in Miles Lewis-Skelly as an 8. Or you could even do a double pivot of Zubimendi and Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think that would work, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not the coach, right? I don't claim to know as much as Mikel Arteta. No, but I think from seeing the games, and like I said, I'm not in practice, but from seeing the games, you could clearly tell that Declan Rice is very tired. He's very exhausted. You gotta give him a break. You gotta give him a break. You have to. But I'll give Declan Rice I'll give him a 7 out of 10. He was my man of the match. A few blocks here and there to save. It was between Declan Rice and Jurriën Timber. I'm gonna have to go Declan Rice just because that block on Matty Cash was very crucial. He had a few other blocks too, just before they scored their second goal. So yeah, Declan Rice 7 out of 10. Martin Zubimendi. Martin Zubimendi. Ooh, Zuby dooby doo. Where are you? I can't see you. Zubimendi is very good on the ball. He's very good at like progressing the ball. He's very good at, splitting like defenses with his passes. But my gosh, defending is atrocious. I do not feel very secure with Martin Zubimendi as a defender. And I thought he wasn't that great defensively today. Right? You're a DM. And I'll be honest, part of me wonders if Zubimendi is supposed to be a center mid instead of a defensive mid. Is it crazy to say that Zubimendi could easily be a center mid instead of a defensive mid? I think he could. I think you could throw him in there and put like Rice as a defensive mid and Zubimendi as like a center mid and give it a go. I don't know, in a cup game or something. I'd give Zubimendi a 5 out of 10. He was very average. He didn't really seem to impact the game. Wasn't great defensively, in my opinion. But that's not to say that he's not a great DM in terms of going forward and whatever. Sometimes as a DM, I need you to be solid defensively. And Zubimendi sometimes he's not. Right? I'm just glad he didn't get booked and got another foul, because he has been getting a lot of those. Alright, let's see here. Y'all says Zubimendi was good. What? Okay. I don't know, like that's what I was saying. Like, for me, I feel like you have to be pretty solid defensively as a defensive midfielder. That's all I said. No, he wasn't bad per se. Like, yeah, 5 out of 10 is rough, but it's gonna be good for the attackers. I'll be compared to what the attackers are about to get. But Zubimendi issue is that I don't feel defensively solid with him. Zubimendi's fantastic when it comes to controlling the ball in midfield, passing, whatever. But what I'm talking about when Aston Villa had the ball and they were coming at us, I just wasn't seeing anything, Like, I don't know. Like, I think it was just he had a quiet game, like a very quiet game. It wasn't that he was bad. I just feel like he had a very quiet game. He didn't influence the game. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that he was very quiet, didn't really influence the game, could have been better defensively. And I think a 5 out of 10 is pretty solid. That's just my opinion. Martin Odegaard. Woo. Martin Odegaard. I'm in between two worlds right here. The first half, Martin Odegaard was atrocious. I mean, he was a 3 out of 10, right? He was getting bumped off the ball very easily. I was talking about he needs to put 5 pounds of muscle on in the summer. He needs to hit the gym. He needs to lift. And then in the second half, he becomes like just a completely different player. He was very good the second half. I cannot lie. Martin Odegaard was very, very solid second half. Yeah, I would probably give Odegaard a 6 out of. I don't know. I might have to leave out. Odegaard. What do I give Odegaard? What do I give Odegaard? He was very average the first half, but very solid the second half. I mean, his shot that got saved by Martinez, it was pretty solid. I would give Odegaard a 6 out of 10. He wasn't bad. He wasn't the best, but he was definitely pretty solid. I think 6.5 is pretty fair. Odegaard, 7 out of 10. I don't know if I'll go that high, buddy. 7 out of 10. I feel like that's a bit too high. I would say, yeah, that's a bit too high. I would say 6 out of 10 is pretty solid. 6 out of 10 I think is fair. 7 out of 10, I think I gave Rice a 7 out of 10. I gave Timber a 7 out of 10. I can't give Odegaard that high. I think 6 out of 10 is solid. We'll keep it at that. Oh boy. A front three. Oh boy. Come to the table, every one of you. Come to the table. We're going to start with Eberiche Eze. Eze. Oh, Eze. You are a player that a lot of people are going to be frustrated with because you are a player that provides great moments, right? I don't know if you are a player that's going to give consistency throughout 90 minutes. You're going to disappear and then you're going to score that clutch goal. That's Eze, right? And I've been saying this since we got him, that that's going to be Eze. But falling asleep at the back post for them to score the goal, he, just wasn't connecting with Mikel Merino, was losing the ball a couple times. I don't know. It's Eze. What do I do with Eze, man? Rolex. Eze needs to play centrally, and I agree. I'll be honest, man. I agree. I think if I'm being honest, Eze. Eze doesn't look good on the left, man. I'll be honest. He doesn't look like he has the pace to play there. He can't affect the game from the left. I think he's got to play centrally. The problem is do you drop? Who do you drop in the midfield, right? Is Arteta going to drop Odegaard? Probably not, now that he's healthy. Is he going to drop Declan Rice? Probably not. So it'll probably have to be Zubimendi gets dropped. Eze puts in the left 8 with a double pivot with Odegaard. And then Declan Rice plays as the DM. That's probably the only way that you could really shoehorn him into the midfield. But I don't know, man. Eze does not look good on the left. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look like he's comfortable out there. People said he had played on the left, but if you look at Crystal Palace games last season, he was playing as a left midfielder, not a left wing, right? I'm gonna have to give him a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, Eze, 4 out of 10. And I'm sorry. I understand you're a moments player. I understand you're gonna be the guy to win us the game, yada yada. But you didn't this game. You were hiding. You got hooked off 45 minutes, and then we scored. Yeah, 4 out of 10 for Eze. Mikel Marino. Oh, Mikel Marino, man. Last game, the dude gets a goal and an assist to put him up to 30 GA in the year of 2026. And then for this game, he just non-existent. I'm like, where are you? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Mikel Marino like a 4 out of 10. I think a 4 out of 10 is very fair for Mikel Marino. Didn't do much, right? I don't even know if he had a shot. Yeah, 4 out of 10. He didn't really do anything. He kicked the ball out of bounds on one play. I was like, what are you doing? But I don't know. Like I said, that's the issue with Mikel Marino, is that he will randomly drop like a world-class performance, and in the next game you're like, dude, your cheeks, like, what's going on? Yeah, I think 4 out of 10 for Mikel Marino is fair. Yeah, he didn't really affect the game, right? Obviously, he didn't score, he didn't assist. He didn't really look that good up front against Villa's center backs, Konza and Torres. Yeah, 4 out of 10. Bukayo Saka. Easily our best player offensively. He was getting at their... is it Maatsen? Ian Maatsen? He was getting at Maatsen. It was a shame that Mikel Arteta brought him out. I don't understand why he brought him out at the time he did. I would have given him another like 5 minutes to 10 minutes to see what he could do. Especially since he was cooking just before he got subbed off. But yeah, I'll give Saka a 6.5 out of 10. He was very good. He was very solid. He was getting at the fullback. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know. What do you guys think? Saka was brilliant. Don't know why he came off. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know actually. A breather, maybe. He didn't really look fatigued. I know he had the yellow card. Maybe Mikel Arteta wanted to take off Saka because he was on a yellow, possibly. But I thought he should have given him another 5 to 10 minutes. Who knows? We could have scored a goal. But that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10 for his performance. I thought he was very brilliant today. Very solid. All right, look at our subs here. Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, I just didn't see anything with Martinelli today. Give him a 5 out of 10. Victor Gyökeres. Full screen. Victor Gyökeres. Come to the table. Victor Gyökeres. Victor. When we got Victor Gyökeres, I was very excited when we got him. All right, because we hadn't really had a pure striker since Aubameyang, right? But Gyökeres, I don't know, man. I have a Liverpool fan. He said, you guys are going to deal with the same issue that we did with Darwin Núñez. And I said, no. Gyökeres is different. He's scoring way more goals in the Portuguese league. He's the top. He's like one of the best goal scorers in all of Europe. He's going to be all right. But I don't know, man. Gyökeres looks terrible. And look, I understand the argument is people say that he doesn't get enough service. My issue with Gyökeres is the man, he doesn't control the ball well, right? Like, he doesn't have a good first touch. No, obviously your striker doesn't have to have a good first touch. I mean, I don't think Haaland has the best first touch. But whenever, like, City get the ball out to Haaland, like, for an outlet, he's able to kind of control it just enough for, like, Cherokee and Phil Foden to come out so he can give it to them. Whereas Gyökeres, it bounces right out. Like, I saw I think it was in Capier. He kicks the ball out to Gyökeres. Gyökeres has a defender behind him, and the ball straight up bounces off of him, flies forward back to Villa. I was like, holy cow, dude. There was a few times where he kicked the ball out of bounds. There was one time where he kind of did like a techie move and got the ball to maybe Odegaard, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, man. Gyökeres looks a little. I want to give him a little bit more time because he has been injured a little bit. Right? He was out for, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? So I want to give him a little bit more time. But I can't lie. I don't know. He doesn't feel me. He doesn't, like, provide an outlet for our team to be able to, like, provide, like, to give it to him. You know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, here you go. He did come back from an injury. Yeah, and like I think that's one of the grace that I'm giving him is that he technically has only played, I believe, 10 games so far this season. So I'm willing to give him till the beginning of the year, right? Beginning of 2026. If he does not have at least an additional goal or an assist, we're gonna have to start having some conversations about Gyökeres. We might have to consider selling him in the summer, or we'll have to like sell Jesus and have Gyökeres as a backup, and I don't know, maybe Havertz goes back to playing the 8 and we get another striker, or we can have Havertz as a starting striker and Gyökeres kind of like play the backup, because I don't know, man. It's hard because one, we can say, yeah, the teammates aren't they're not finding him. They're not looking for, or like maybe they are looking for him, but they're just not getting the ball to him. That's understandable. But you can't have the ball on a platter every single time. You have to be able to make yourself available. You have to. You have to be able to continue moving. Like, if you ever watch Haaland just continuously moves. all the time. Like I'm seeing him, he's going there, he's going there, he's going there, he's shifting that way, yada yada yada, and the next thing you know, he's at the back post and he's heading the ball into the goal. Right? Gyökeres, he makes a run and then he stops, he gets back, stays in the same spot, kind of waits for the ball, and I'm like, you gotta continuously be moving, man. You gotta make yourself available, right? It's unfortunate, but we don't have a prime Mesut Ozil on our team to be able to just slot that ball between like 2 or 3 defenders. You have to make yourself available. You gotta, whether it's drop down a little bit and get the ball and then provide it to the width or to somebody who's running behind you centrally or something. I don't know. And the only thing I got is the fact that he has not played that many games. I will have to come back at the beginning of the year and see how he looks. The beginning of 2026. If he has gotten like a goal and assist, like maybe a couple goals versus Wolves, that's fine, right? That's much better. But if not, I don't know. It's not looking good. I'm gonna give Gyökeres a 4 out of 10. I don't think he was that good. Yeah. I'm gonna give Gyökeres a 4 out of 10 for that performance. Not his best game. Didn't really impact anything. I felt that he could have done better when Declan Rice did cross the ball, the one that Nani Madueke hit on the side netting. I think he could have anticipated that better. It's all about anticipation, honestly, as a striker, right? I mean, that's what I assume. But who knows? Leandro Trossard. Great performance. 7 out of 10. Great performance. Great goal. Comes on for about 30 minutes. Scores a goal. Leaves. Love it. 7 out of 10. Nothing more to say. I hope he does get better. I hope he feels better. I hope he, because we're going to need him. He, at this point, Trossard is probably our best or most informed player at this point. Like, I would say he might even have the most goals in the team. Let me see. Okay, he's got 4 goals and 3 assists. Let's see his overall stats. 1 goal in the Champions League, 1 goal in the EFL. So he's got 6 goals in the season. I think that's how much Gyökeres has, but he has 5 assists. So I don't know. That contract might have been a really good idea if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Keep it moving. Nani Madueke. I don't know about Nani, man. Nani Madueke. I'll be honest, when he came on for Saka, he had like 1 good run, and then he got the ball taken away from him. But aside from that, I don't know what else he did. He did not improve our left-hand side, or even keep it consistent when Saka came off. And if I'm being honest with you, we might have to start putting Ethan Nwaneri as the sub for Saka. Because as much as Nani Madueke does get past this player, the guy does not have the best end product, right? He's very good at dribbling past 2 or 3 players, but his crosses aren't great. His shots aren't great, right? I mean, look at the other day when he was taking the corners. Like, 2 of them didn't even make it past the first defender. I was like, what the heck? So 4 out of 10 for Nani. Is that fair? I feel like that's pretty fair. I think I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10. Nani needs better end product. Yeah, he does. He does. I love Nani. He has that like skills and like techie ability, but my God, like he's got to do a little bit better when it comes to like finishing off with an assist or a goal. Especially when our striker Gyökeres is starving for goals. Like you got to do a little bit better there, buddy. I think it's fair to say that a 4 out of 10 for Nani. Nothing too crazy. Not great. Not the worst, I guess. Miles Lewis-Skelly, didn't really see much of him. I honestly think it might be time to give Miles Lewis-Skelly a run at midfield. I think it's time. You got to give him a shot. You have to give him a shot. Play him in Declan Rice's position, and see how it goes. Could he do it? I think he could. I truly think he could. I mean, he played that position in the youth team. Why not give him a shot? I think he'd be pretty solid. Center mid. Now, obviously, he's not going to be a like for like replacement for Declan Rice, obviously, but it's better than playing Declan Rice 100 games a freaking season, and then wondering why his hamstrings are gone by March. You know what I mean? That's just me. Like, for example, like the Wolves game, I don't want to see Declan Rice as a starter. Put him as bring him off the bench, right? Bring Declan Rice off the bench for that game. Don't have him as a starter. Put somebody else. Put Christian Norgard in. Put Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. Put Ethan Nwaneri in midfield. If we cannot beat Wolves without Declan Rice, then we really are not the team we thought we were, right? There's these games where you should be able to beat teams without your strongest 11. And I think Wolves is one of them. Everton is one of them. We should be able to beat these teams without our strongest players. Give Saka a break. Give Declan Rice a break. Put Ethan Nwaneri in the team. Put Miles Lewis-Skelly in the team. Well, he has to play. Well, I take it all back. Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to have to play left back because Calafiori is suspended for that game due to yellow card accumulation. So there is that. But, I don't know, put Ethan Nwaneri in the midfield or put him as a sub for Saka. Put him on the wing. Like, these are games where you have to know whether or not your team is capable of winning these without going full strong every single time. Because if we have to put our best 11 out for Wolves, for Everton, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. But Miles Lewis-Skelly, I don't know, 5 out of 10. I really don't think like he impacted the game in any way, shape, or form because I literally didn't even. I don't know. I barely saw him on there. Yeah, but I don't know. We have to trust our bench. We have to. It is what it is. Let's see what Arteta said after the game. He said, "Credit to Aston Villa as well. They're a really good side and they keep you always on the edge in the manner that they play. It is a good test as well for us. We've been 18 games unbeaten, performing and winning almost every game, and now we have to hit that one. Now we have to go again. Every 3 days we have a game, so I'm sure we'll be ready." Losing in the manner that we did in the last kick of the game was very painful and disappointing. We put everything into the game to try and win it. But did we though? Did we? Why are we not subbing in attackers? Why are we not putting in why are we not subbing on Declan Rice? He's clearly tired. Put on Norgard to settle and balance things. You don't even give him a shot. I don't know. Maybe that's his way of going for it. We had spells when probably we weren't at our best, especially with the ball, and we put ourselves in trouble after regaining it. But after we generated a certain good momentum in the second half, we scored the goal, and my feelings is we're going to go and win the game. So to lose it in the manner that we did is very painful, especially for the players, because I know how much they put into it. Fair enough. The opportunity to put things right comes against Club Brugge on Wednesday night, as we aim to book our place in the last 16 of the Champions League, and then it's followed with a home game against Wolves back in domestic action. Mikel admits that he wishes our next features were sooner so we could put the pain of this loss at Villa behind. Well, the problem is that if it was a lot sooner, Declan Rice won't be able to walk home for Christmas. He won't be able to walk back to his family for Christmas. We've been winning and winning and winning. We need to stay on our feet. Prepare in the best possible way for the next game. Now it's exactly the same, he added. The undefeated streak ending was going to happen at some point. We didn't want it to happen today, obviously, but we needed to move on and go again. If we could play tomorrow, I would be happy in terms of getting the feelings out of the defeat. But it's time to reflect as well as a team and learn from it. A lot happened in the recent weeks as well to us, but the team has still performed and acted in the manner that they have done. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And the fact that Emi Buendia was the one that scored the last minute is just ironic, man. Why is it always against us? I don't know. Yeah. Once again, yeah, Eze needs to play centrally. Saka was brilliant. Don't know why he came off. Yeah, I don't know either. He did come back from injury. I think this was in regards to Gyökeres. And Nani needs better end product. That is very fair. That is very fair. Our next game, let's look at our fixtures real quick. Or let's look at the standings first. So, as of right now, we're still in first. But now it's down to 2 points instead of 5 like it was at the start of this weekend. We've scored 28 goals, which I believe is the second most. I mean, Man City have scored 35 goals already. Jesus. We've let in 9 goals. I remember when people were thinking that we could beat Chelsea's record. That is not going to happen, and I don't want us to focus on that. Focus on winning the title, right? Goal difference of 19, same with Man City. Our next fixtures, let's look here, matches. So we just played Aston Villa. We got Club Brugge during the week. I think we should win that game. I would like us to rotate a little bit for this game. Give some players some rest, especially Declan Rice, Saka. Then we play Wolves. This one, I definitely expect us to rotate. We should not have more than 4 best 11 players on the pitch for this game, right? I would even put Kepa in goal. It's Wolves. They have not won a single game this season. If we cannot beat them with our B team, we are in big trouble, right? I'd give Declan Rice a rest for this game also, if possible. Give Saka a rest. And then we have Everton. I think that's a very winnable game. That's at Everton, right? This one's at home, so this should be a good game. This one's at Everton, so it'll be a little bit tougher. But I mean, it's Everton. We should be winning this game. Then obviously this game is the one that I'm like focused on, because we have to win. We have to win this game against Crystal Palace. We have to beat Crystal Palace. We have to win the Carabao Cup. It's a must. The Carabao Cup, you win it in March. That's the first trophy you could win. You win that, you're able to have momentum to go for the league, the Champions League, the FA Cup, whatever. I say, do not play your best 11 for this game. Go full force, win it. And then we have Brighton. I think that's very, very winnable. So, if I'm being honest, we should be on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game win streak by the time we face Aston Villa on the 30th of December. So, I understand that's a lot of games to play in this kind of congested time period, but that's why you have players. That's why you have bench. You got to rotate. It's unfortunate, but you have to rotate. And also to prevent future injuries that might occur, right? Yeah, we play Aston Villa within a month. Wow. Yeah, that's quite. But this is when we play at home, so I hope we win this. But we should all of these games we should win. We should win. Like we should be on a win streak by the time we play them. If we're not, then we have some big problems. We have some big problems. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening in. I appreciate each and every one of you. We had up to 10 viewers at one point, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for the support. It means a lot. If you guys can subscribe, if you guys can like the video, put a comment. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, do whatever you want. I love to talk to people, right? I love to interact. If you don't agree with me, I love it. I want to have a dialogue with you. If you like my content, then yeah, like and subscribe. I really appreciate every one of you guys just for tuning in and viewing. It means a lot to me. But every one of y'all have a great weekend. I know if you're an Arsenal fan, you're a little bummed, but don't let them ruin your weekend. It's only Saturday, right? And yeah, let's hope that we can turn things around this Christmas period. But yeah, to each and every one of y'all, I appreciate y'all and have a wonderful